Trigger warning. If you are triggered by crimes of a sexual nature or domestic violence, you may want to consider turning this off right now. For the first time ever in one place in this documentary, I intend to show proof that Decca Heggie is a convicted sex offender. Long before Decca Heggie ever had a podcast or there was videos of him knocking one off on a train, he was arrested for sexual assault in a nightclub. 2005, the nightclub incident. Bouncer fondles girl in nightclub. A bouncer who fondled a girl in a Carlisle nightclub and then followed her into the toilets has been ordered to pay £200 to his victim. Derek Gordon Heggie, a former doorman at Carlisle Club XS, denied touching the girl but was found guilty at the City Magistrates Court yesterday. Heggie, 22, admitted that he had sex with a woman in the club toilets on 2 previous occasions and that it happened all of the time. The girl, who cannot be named for legal reasons, said Heggie grabbed her bottom, then propositioned her for sex when she went to the toilet. She locked herself in the cubicle, but told Carlisle magistrates that Heggie had asked her to let him in. Heggie, of Welsh Road, Harrowby, denied the accusations, saying the girl must be sick in the head. He said he had been trying to find another girl, who he had arranged to meet at the club that night, but he admitted in police interviews that he had been drunk at the time. He was not working as a bouncer on the night in question. Heggie denied charges of unwanted sexual touching and behaviour causing harassment, alarm or distress, but the magistrate decided his evidence was contradictory and confusing. Heggie was also sentenced to a 6-month supervision order and must pay £150 towards the cost of the case. Now, all of the videos that I'm going to show you in this documentary, Decca Heggie has done his absolute best to remove them from the internet. That's why both sound and picture quality of the clips is not perfect, but you can still see and hear everything that you need to. Amy, 2007. In 2007, an 11-year-old girl by the name of Amy accused Decca of inciting masturbation. This was reported to the police. Heggie was arrested, but later the case was NFA'd due to lack of evidence.
There has been a lot of allegations and rumours floating around about this 11-year-old girl. Her name was Amy. Her mother is called Tracy. I'll leave the second names out because I don't want to bring families into this. They were family friends of our family. 3 days before the 11-year-old made the allegation. Not rape, but of inciting masturbation. I slept with the mother. I've never knew till this day why this was said about me, but I believe the mother put her up to this. I'm not a paedophile. I'm not a sex offender. Normally paedophiles have a long history of offences. This was a one-off offence that was a lie and never went any further.
2012. In 2012, Decca Heggie was accused again of crimes of a sexual nature and domestic abuse by his girlfriend Dot. This is Dot's heartbreaking account of what happened.
Okay guys, I believe we're live. So, tonight we have Dot on the chat, who is here to tell her story in regards to her relationship with Derek Gordon Heggie. We're going to start from the very beginning. We're going to go back to 2012, and I just want you to tell us just a little bit about your life at that point and the initial meeting with this guy. You've told me before, I know the story, but just let's hear it from you, Dot, how you came across him.
Yeah, I was an outgoing girl, loved my horse riding, confident in every way, held a brilliant job, never been unemployed, apart from at this time in 2012 where I was made redundant after 11 years. So I had a friend, a very close friend, and we went out into town in Carlisle. I had a drink. One drink, we'd been to the pictures and I was driving back home. Bumped into this person. Numbers was exchanged. as I headed off, he went the opposite direction. Later on into that night, I got halfway home with my friend in the car. My phone had rang. My friend answered it, and it was him. Wanted to know if I would turn back and take him back home. He'd missed the taxi, couldn't get a taxi. I'm very reluctant. Friend reassured us. Biggest mistake. So I turned around and picked him up. Didn't want to go back to his own home. He wanted to come back to mine. And that's how it all started.
Yep. As it does. Simple as that. So, Dot, you started to see this. You started to see Heggie. And I'm going to keep naming him. And that might seem uncomfortable, but there's a very good reason for it. I don't want anybody to forget his three-barreled name, Derek Gordon Heggie. That's who we're speaking tonight about, guys. When you started to see him, Dot,
yeah,
how long before he got his feet under the table with you, and how long did it take before alarm bells started to ring?
It didn't take him long at all, Alex. He was back and forth to his own home in Carlisle, then coming back to mine, staying the night. And then eventually, 2 or 3 months down the line, he was actually living with me at that point. It didn't take long at all.
When did it become physical, Doc? I know there was mental stuff. I know he was having certain behaviours repeatedly, kind of coercive stuff, and just kind of, trying to dictate the narrative to you, and maybe he was kind of putting you under pressure, I believe. Absolutely. But when did it first become physical? Bearing in mind we're only 3 months in here.
Yeah, there was an awful lot that went on. I find it very difficult, Alex. It's been locked away for such a long time, and I had moved on. I was 90% of the way into my healing after 2012, going back as far as that. It was just the nudges, the little pushes.
Yeah.
The pushes became into larger pushes, the kicks, the spitting directly into your face. And at this point, I just became pretty much weak right away, very intimidated.
Asserting his dominance on you?
Absolutely. Yeah, make no mistake, absolutely. And bear in mind, I was an outgoing, confident lady.
Yeah, because we've spoke before, I know that you were immediately under that spell.
Oh, absolutely, Alex.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah.
And I did not ever think I could be as weak as I was and made to feel nothing.
He's becoming everything that you thought he was not.
Yeah. Very fast too.
It happened really quick. You've told me this. There was an incident, Doc, involving a witness, his brother.
Yeah.
Talk to me about the incident.
Yeah. That person decided to meet up with a few of his friends in Carlisle. He asked me if I could pick him up at midnight. It was like, damned if I do, damned if I don't. What do I do? He's not rang me. Should I just stay at home? If I stay at home, will he be annoyed? Will I cop it? So midnight came, still no reply, no answer to his phone. And all I could think of, if I don't turn up, what will happen? So I got myself in the car and I drove, and I just guessed the place. And he was walking up the road and got in the car, and he asked me if I wanted to stay at his for the night. And bear in mind, I'd never met his parents by then. He'd spoke to them about me. So I stayed over the night. felt very uncomfortable, didn't sleep. He was part drunk, part whatever else. So I stayed awake most of the night. And because of the abuse, what has happened back at my home, I was very wary of even getting out of the bed and going over to the bathroom, because it would be a question of what you're doing, where you're going. So I held on and held on. He went over to the bathroom. So I'd gone downstairs. As I went downstairs, I went into the kitchen. The fridge door opened, the fridge door closed, and a fist right across my face put me through to the other side of the kitchen. Sorry.
All right, take your time.
And I thought, wow. His face was just completely blank.
Just out of the blue.
Out of the blue, and within 2 or 3 seconds, his brother stood there, and I said, he's just hit me. His brother seen the blood coming from my mouth. I couldn't move my jaw, couldn't open my jaw.
Now, I know that to this day, Dot, you've got problems with your jaw.
Big problems, yes.
And I know that you're wearing an alignment gum shield, and I know that your dentist knows that it was caused by a blunt trauma to your face.
Yeah, that's right, Alex. I didn't see anybody too frightened to go to the GPs or anything. The repercussions of where have you been, all that starts over again. Yes, I eventually went to my dentist, had both teeth, bottom teeth removed. I've been under the orthodontics in the city, the oral surgeon. Quite developed osteoporosis in the left side of my face, with like a hairline fracture under my cheekbone. Whether that was due to the blow. It's not fixable, but it's very painful still.
Yep.
Very painful. Still have a lot of problems.
Yep.
Yeah, I've got a plate fitted in the bottom, and I wear a gum shield through the night because of me grinding in my teeth because of the pain.
Yep.
Yeah.
Yeah, I've seen it. Yeah. And Dot, what was his brother's reaction to that? Because I know his brother's fearful of him.
Quite shocking.
Yeah.
Yes. What did you do that for? That was it.
Yeah.
That was it.
So these types of things were commonplace.
Yeah.
So Dot.
Yeah.
Police intervention. Tell me about the first time that the police were called, and tell us about the incident that prompted you to eventually lift the phone to the police.
Shocking as it may sound, Alex, there's 5 police stations in Cumbria has information on the one person sitting here.
Yep, I know this to be true.
And out of all the calls I ever called them, just the once.
Yeah.
The rest of the phone calls were people that out in the public domain, and my adjoining neighbours either side who made all those phone calls.
Yeah, I know about one of your neighbours. He appears on the acro for one of the racial things.
Yeah.
We know about all the coercive behaviour, the manipulation.
To the extreme, Alex, where the toilet, using the bathroom, showering, cleaning your teeth, watching the TV. The TV was actually removed from my lounge up into the bedroom, so I was left with nothing. My friend brought a magazine round one night. It was ripped in shreds within 10 minutes of her leaving. He checked every single page to see if there was a man in there before he gave, and then he ripped it up in front of me.
And he also had a habit of asking you to not sleep in the bed, Dot. Explain that one.
Yeah, he liked to take up the bed, put it that way. I had a dog. The dog came before me. I used to sleep lying on my side. That's how much space I had in the bed. It still affects me now.
Yeah.
He put a comb in my hand and combed every single part of his hair, and it could last for hours until he fell asleep. And this was every night.
The fuck, man.
Um,
And he also ordered you at some stages when he was fidgeting to get out and sleep on the floor.
Oh yeah, yeah,
Which is just disgusting in your home.
yeah. Just took over.
He took your television from the living room up into the bedroom because we know, his followers know that he loves lying in his bed because before he's anything, he's a dosser. He's never out his bed, made the bedroom comfortable to suit him, and then would let you sit downstairs in the dark and shout you to come up at the end of the night.
Or ring my mobile phone to sleep.
Yeah, when he was ready to go to sleep, when he'd had his fill of television.
Yeah, and it's when I reached the top of the stairs, Alex, and the door opened and the TV was on. Dare I look at that TV? Dare I look at that TV? I'm sorry, I don't have a TV licence now. I don't watch the TV.
When you go, Dot.
Yeah, it was bad. Behind closed doors, you will never know what went on in there. The curtains never opened. I couldn't go out and peg washing out unless there'd be really been on the back of me. Who am I meeting out there? The shower was available at work for me to take a shower because I could see clearly.
Dot, he was phoning you from a clinic, wasn't he? And ordering you to make payments for treatments he was receiving.
Yeah, that was for Botox.
Yeah, Botox that he claims he's never had until last month.
Yourself, Alex, has seen as much evidence as I could possibly show you.
There's no doubt in my mind, Doc. You've left no doubt. I know what he is.
It was bad behind closed doors. It was bad in the doctor's surgery in his own town, in his own city. I was escorted out by the members of staff. He was not at all happy with myself. So the members of staff had escorted me back safely to my car. Lots of instances. The driving of my car. When he's saying he can't drive, he bloody well can drive, I'm sorry.
Oh, I know he can drive. I've seen
We were surrounded by police cars in Carlisle. He kept dragging the steering wheel from my hand until I damaged my thumb.
Yep.
Up until the police stopped us. They'd taken him from the car and his words was to me, well, don't say anything. And I made an excuse that I had been shopping and the shopping trolley had banged into my thumb and was damaged.
Yep.
I'd been sitting in my car, driving, while his mum was on the phone, while he'd blackened my eye. And he'd made out to his mum that he was reaching to open the car window. Oh,
Fucking coward, man.
It didn't matter what I wore. I came downstairs with a pair of leggings on. I got the biggest, and I mean the biggest kick up my backside. And I thought I'd broke my back. That's how bad it was. All because I wore a pair of leggings. I never went anywhere. And if I did, I was blind. And I mean by that, I was not allowed to look either side of that road. I was never allowed to look or speak to anyone.
Daughter, I remember that you said to me when you approached a junction in your car.
He was my eyes.
He would be your eyes. I remember you exactly the way you said it to me. And when you said it to me, I looked at you and I was like, did I just hear you right?
Yeah, you did.
Because it's so alien to my mindset.
I had to start.
You had to sit and stare directly ahead, and he would look left and right in case there was some young guy or something stood at a Pelican crossing, because that would immediately enrage him that you might have made eye contact with some young handsome guy.
I'm afraid so. And for a woman to start recovering herself back to making eye contact and having a conversation with a guy, that was the toughest thing a woman can ever do.
Yep.
What he portrays online is false.
It's completely false.
Nothing real. Stone cold, I'm afraid to say. And as times I do, as strange as it may sound, Alex, as times I think, I feel sorry for this guy, but if I hadn't been with him...
I can understand you, Dot.
I would be drawn into that sympathy. Yeah, there's plenty of evidence there.
It's...
about myself.
Massive.
And there is police footage on body camera.
Yeah, there is. And I know that the police asked you to testify against them.
That's right, yeah.
And quickly tell us, I know the answer, but quickly tell the audience, Dot, why you decided not to testify against Heggie.
Yeah. I'd came home from work that evening. I can remember having my uniform on. I'd started a new job and I headed to the bathroom and it just all kicked off. Bear in mind, there was recordings placed in either side of my neighbouring homes, voice recorders placed in their houses because of the extent of what was going on behind the closed doors. The lady next door, her little boy slept with her. He was frightened because of the outbursts. And the police wanted her to put a statement in, and she declined because of the repercussions and the comeback, if there was any. She had a young family, lovely lady, lovely couple.
Yeah.
But yeah, I didn't know anything that day apart from just going into the bathroom and the door just barged open with a number of police and my landlady, which I was renting the property at the time. And I was sitting on the bath edge just in bits. And bear in mind, I was healthy, fit and well. I was about 6 stone wet through at this point, weak as water. She asked me for permission if she could turn on a body cam, and I said yes. And we got into depth. The police were in the other room with him. It's no, sir, yes, sir. Yes, sir. No, sir. I thought, how dare you speak like that in there? So they videoed it all, videoed what I had to say. And they wanted to charge him, take him away from the house and charge him. And it's all on police video camera. And me refusing for him to be taken away to be charged with assault.
By going out for a couple of dates with somebody, you had the worst year of your life at the hands of a manipulative, coercive, narcissistic beast.
I'm going to say this to any lady or any gentleman, it happens to them.
No, it does, aye, definitely.
When someone is saying, just kill me to get out of this misery what I'm in, that is serious.
That's deadly serious.
It's serious. And when a police lady, an undercover police lady, that thing does not know about that because he wouldn't allow the curtains to be open. I stepped outside my front door. Yes, my front door. 2 minutes. And there was a voice shouted, Dorothy. And I looked over and she just unzipped her jacket. And she was an undercover police lady. She wanted to leave, asked me to leave the property within half an hour, go to her friends. It doesn't matter where. We need him out. Because the next time we're called, you'll be coming out in a body bag.
And that policewoman tried really hard to get you.
She did.
She did,
yeah. She did. My hometown, certainly Alex and my hometown certainly knew what was going on.
Yeah, they know. I know that they know. Your community know. Everybody knows.
They've witnessed it.
How did the relationship come to an end, Dot?
Yeah, I think the police were really on the guard at this point. Is it the CPS though? The PS was in one of my neighbours' houses, my adjoining neighbour. The guy who he was racially abusing at the time. Yeah. Lovely guy. But he just had something about him, didn't like him. And then it just began, was I in a relationship with him? Why am I going out in the backyard? It didn't matter how old they were, what they looked like. I think the police had a close eye on him at that point, Alex, for my welfare. If anything, they could see how downhill I was and how low I was. I was just making myself up to work and back. And that was my daily existence, to work and back. Yeah. I'll just clarify one thing, Alex, and the no further actions. It was done itself by not putting it any further. There was plenty of witnesses. They wanted no part in this person because of the threatening behaviour towards myself. Will he come and get them? I'm not frightened.
Yeah, I get it.
No man will ever lay hands on me again. No man. You're a bully, an abusive. People have got to remember, where did I go after he left? I just want to say I was left homeless.
Uh-huh. Yeah, the aftermath.
The aftermath, I was evicted. Yep. The deposit I couldn't receive back because of the damage, and I mean the entire contents, apart from a lampshade and a television, was left in that property. There was doors fisted through. My fridge freezer was a brand new fridge freezer. It was like a dartboard with fists. And I was standing there while he done that.
And he also left you tens of thousands, didn't he?
Sorry, Alex.
He also left you with tens of thousands of debt. He left you with a massive debt.
The car was so damaged. The speedo was working, the power steering was jiggered, everything about it. The tyre I was running on, because I wasn't allowed to, remember, to go to a garage to get it fixed.
In case you had to deal with a man.
Yeah, because I had to deal with the man.
And this is the guy that's telling us every day how confident he is in himself.
I'm the confident one now. I'm sitting here and I'm telling my story. I had a stroke, a mini stroke due to this. I was off for 3 weeks. I got off by my arse and I went back into work, where I could have just gladly sat on my arse and done nothing about it. So when you come onto a public platform, please make sure you tell the truth.
Definitely.
Don't be making money off the victims.
If you ever, please, mark my word, if you ever have a relationship with him, please do your checks. The checks are in the police station. It can be given to you. Do not, and I mean do not, go anywhere near. That's all I'll have to say.
That's pretty black and white.
That is black and white. If I could have showed you a photo of before and after, you'd be shocked to when I come out of that house. That undercover police lady, I was close to being in a body bag. And this is done behind closed doors.
Well, of course it is. It always is with cowards.
Yeah. I think the hardest part through all of this was sitting back, just watching. And did anybody really think, was there any genuine victims? There was. I'm here.
I think there's dozens.
Yeah. I really didn't think a human being could actually treat someone as bad as that. I've had some close calls.
Unfortunately, they're out there.
Very, very close calls. I don't want to be looking as nobody he's ever touched in his life, because there is. I'm not one to go on public platforms.
Geraldine, 2018. In 2018, Decca started going out with an autistic girl that lived in his street. She pressed charges against Decca for anal rape, but later the case was NFA'd due to lack of evidence. This is Geraldine's awful account of what happened.
It gave me infections. If it wasn't for Gateway stepping in when they did, I don't know where I would be today. He would do things like get me to dress up as a schoolgirl, pretend that I was 14 or 15, and when he would ejaculate, he would get me to say I was 14. He would question me. I was raped a long time ago when I was in my teens. And he would ask me questions like, did the guy that raped me hurt me more than him? And I would lie and say no. And Decca would get quite excited knowing that he hurt me more than him. And he would stalk my house to see what I was watching on TV. I wasn't allowed friends. Things I used to enjoy doing, I didn't enjoy anymore. I had abusive messages. He would get me to dress up, or not dress up, leave me in my kitchen as a joke, and an hour later would say, I'm not coming over, I'm joking. He would say certain words like, I'm only there to empty his sacks. I know there's victims because I know a few already go to Gateway. I know it's scary, but you deserve justice. And this is not about grassing This is about him not being able to do it to anybody else. I wouldn't want anybody else to go through what I did. It was 2 years, and I'm a year later but after it, and I still get the flashbacks, and things that I would never ever forget. There's so much that went on, I wouldn't even know where to start, to be honest. I did one of my counselling sessions today for Safety Net. I hope this is alright for me to post, Richie. I'm just feeling a bit emotional today. I did my counselling, my 6-7 counselling, and I found it really, really tough today. Really, really tough. It's just really, really hard. And I was talking to my counsellor, and she struck a nerve with me today. And it's just really, really hard. And sometimes you feel like you're on your own completely, because taking this past year of everything that's happened, I don't want to mention anybody's name, so I'm not going to do that. People don't understand the extent of what went on, and so it's just really hard. I'm finding it really hard today. Really, really hard. How someone that you do everything for, that you thought you loved, could hurt you so bad. And little bits that she was talking to, it just struck a chord today. Little bits more and more, and I know it's hard because I'm autistic and things take a bit more time than normal people. But what people don't understand is that for the 2 years, for the year, it wasn't just when the police got involved, it wasn't just my emotions that I had to deal with. It was everybody else's. That what my ex has done to me in that 2 years, and then to deal with what he's done to other people. And it's my 6th session today on the counselling session, and it's just, I just struck a chord, and I just said to her today that I just felt like I've been on my own. I hate Christmas because of what he's done. I hate Christmas now. If I had Christmas off with him, I'll never forget what he's done. Never, ever. And I'm not somebody who goes to somebody to feel sorry for them. That's not me. I'm normally a really, really strong person. But today at the counselling, I don't know what it was, but it hit a nerve quite a bit. And I just feel really, I don't know what it is, I just feel really teary. Really teary today. I just feel like I've got a lot of pressure on my shoulder as well. Because I know I need to do something to do with the police for other girls. But I know I've got responsibility to other women and kids. But I just feel like, do you know what? I suffered enough. I suffered enough from this person. I just don't know how much more. I'm still dealing with myself and the things that he's done to me. And it's that, I don't know, if I wasn't autism, maybe I would deal with things in a better way than what normal people would do. But this past year, I was talking to my counsellor, and I said the 2 years I was with him was bad. I used to get beaten and everything by him and raped and all sorts. But this past year has been absolutely hell. It's been hell. I know I shouldn't be coming on here on a mental health group when it's not a domestic page. But this is what real life domestic is like, I think. And it's so hard. It's so hard. And I just feel so alone.
Thank you for watching.